I'm going to show you 5 easy tips to help you lose weight. I'm going to be straight up and honest with you from the start of this video. These tips will not get you shredded. I have some incredible information in this video, some incredible tips lined up for you. However, they will not get you shredded. They will help you lose your first 5 pounds, your first 10 pounds, 20 pounds. If you're overweight or extremely obese, these tips can help you lose 50 or even 100 pounds. That is possible. But what you have to understand about fat loss is that there's levels and different stages to it. And what I mean by that is the things that you did to get your first 20 pounds of weight loss are not the same things that you will typically do to get your next 10 pounds. To go from 30% body fat to 15% body fat is not the same things you'll do to get from 15 to 8% body fat. Having that said, if you want to lose some pounds, this video is for you. Right at the very end of this video, I'm going to give you a tool that's going to help you stay consistent. It's something for you to think about that's going to allow you to stay consistent and actually lose the pounds. And if you want to lose body fat or build muscle, subscribe to this YouTube channel. That is what we teach here. I'm going to show you how to lose weight in 6 easy steps. Step number 1 to weight loss is getting on the scales. You have to have some scales and you have to see where you're at. You cannot do anything before you know where you're at. So buy some scales, or if you already have some, great. What I want you to do is on your least busy day, typically for most people, and this is the same for me, it's a Sunday morning. On your least busiest day or a Sunday morning, go downstairs when you've woken up, an empty stomach, no water, no food. You can go and use the bathroom if you need to, but go downstairs and weigh yourself. See what the scales say. I like to use pounds because it's very easy to see where you're at. Also wear the same thing all of the time. For me, I just weigh myself in my underwear. So let's say you get on the scale and it says 180 pounds. So at least now we know where we're starting at. I want you to get a pen and pad, or you can use your phone. I do recommend a pen and pad, but you can go digital if you want. And write that number down. So Sunday, the 24th of whatever month it is, 180 pounds. So now when we set your weight loss plan up, when we start implementing these things to lose weight, we can go in every Sunday morning, get on the scale and look at it and go, hey, 179.5 this week. I've lost 0.5 pounds. Or it might say 179. Or it might say 181, because again, I'm going to be real with you, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. And when that happens, then we make an adjustment and we go, okay, well, that means I had too much food on maybe a collection of days or maybe throughout the whole week. And if you sit back and analyse it, you'll be able to make those adjustments. Now you know how much you weigh. I want to set up tip number 2, which is going to be figuring out how much weight loss you want to achieve. So what I would say is set 3-month goals. The reason I do this, I have a goal setting video you can check out after this, and in that video I go really deep into this, but the reason we do that is because yearly goals are way too far away. It causes you to quit because you can't see the goal, it's just so far away. So by setting a 3-month goal, it's still a long enough time period to be able to achieve quite a lot, but it's close enough to where you can say, hey, it's only 3 months away. In this time, what I want you to do is aim to lose 1 pound of body fat per week. Anywhere between 0.5 and 1 pound is going to be brilliant progress. So if you could lose 4 pounds in a month, over the course of 3 months, you've lost 12 pounds. If you lose 12 pounds of body fat, I promise you, when you take your shirt off and look in the mirror, you will see noticeable differences. Some of you might lose more than that, and that's absolutely fine as well. It's if you're losing any less than that you need to sort out where you're going wrong in your calories and what you're eating. I have other videos on that talking about fat loss and calorie deficit. Just check the channel out. Which actually leads me into tip number 3, is any weight loss program that you buy, that you follow on YouTube, anything like that, and any person in history that's ever lost body fat before has been in a calorie deficit. That just means you're eating less calories than your body's burning each day. You have to achieve a calorie deficit to lose body fat, and again, I don't want to go too deep into that in this video. I have so many other videos on how to do that. Because I'm not going too deep into calorie deficit, I want to throw a little power bonus tip in there as well, just to give you a little bit more. And it's something I've said in some recent videos as well, and that is, when you wake up in the morning, go for a walk. Go for a 30-minute walk. Wake up, don't eat anything, just go to the toilet, maybe have a glass of water and go for a walk. Just 30 minutes, 20 minutes. There's no excuse. If it's cold, put a coat on. And just that extra bit of walking a day will help you burn body fat. Also, if you drive to work, if your work's 15 minutes away, walk to work. If you go somewhere on your break, don't take your car. Walk to wherever you go. Make an effort to walk as many miles as you can per day. Tip number 4, and again I've pushed sort of 2 into this one to give you some extra value. It's one that a lot of you won't like, but it's exactly what you need to hear. And that is, I'm going to talk about insulin and spike in insulin and how that's causing you to not lose body fat. Insulin is a hormone secreted by the pancreas, and it's a hormone that is anabolic. And anabolic means to grow and to build. So it's obviously good for building muscle. The problem with it, it also contributes to growing and building your fat cells, which obviously we don't want. Insulin becomes a problem the more frequently we eat. You might have heard some people say eat 6 meals a day. This is exactly why it's a bad idea. Eating more frequently is the death of fat loss. Every single time you eat, we have this spike in insulin. So your insulin levels are just level throughout the day. Every time you eat, they come up. So that means they have to come back down again. It's this spike that we don't want. So they come back down again. Then you eat again and they go up, and then they're down, and then they're up, and it's constantly up and down, up and down. This is why drinking beer and alcohol is a problem for fat loss. It's very rare to see people that drink a lot of beer who are not fat. Now, I also promote doing everything in moderation, so if you want a few drinks at the weekend, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that you shouldn't do it. That's absolutely up to you. However, beer and any sugary drinks are what you want to avoid. These are going to spike insulin massively. If you are going to drink alcohol, one thing that's worked for me very well, and I think will work for you, is try to drink things like whiskey and vodka. If you drink those, they have less of an insulin spike and less calories than what beer will. So if you want to lose body fat, you should be drinking water. I do not want you to be drinking your calories. Drinking your calories is going to increase the chances that you won't lose body fat. Tip number 5 is my 3 meals a day plan. For me, this is the most basic, simple and still enjoyable plan for fat loss. It basically just means you eat breakfast, you eat lunch and you eat dinner. You don't eat any snacks in between those meals because, like I said earlier, we don't want to spike insulin. What I recommend is when you wake up in the morning, try to go an hour or 2 hours before you eat breakfast if you can. If you can't, maybe you get up and you have to go immediately to work and you can't get up any earlier. If you're really busy, I understand that, and then it's not a problem, just eat breakfast like you normally would. But if you can, try to push breakfast a few hours into the day to allow less time between those 3 meals. Let's say you had breakfast at 9 AM, you might eat dinner at 2 and you might have lunch at 6. Make sure you have enough protein and fats in the breakfast and in all 3 meals. If you do not have enough protein and fats, you won't stay full until the time of the next meal. It's the protein and fats that's going to allow you to stay full up until the next meal. If you want to incorporate some chocolate or some foods that you enjoy, don't have them as a snack in between meals. After you've had a meal, if you enjoy some chocolate, have your favourite chocolate bar. That's not a problem. You can incorporate that into your fat loss plan. What I don't want you to do is eat your meal and between your next meal, eat 2 chocolate bars because now you've just spiked your insulin. I would like you to eat that chocolate bar at the end of the meal. Tip number 6 before my bonus tip is join a gym. If you haven't joined a gym, join a gym. I do have a video on why you should join the gym. I also have a video on exactly what to expect from the gym, so I really recommend watching those 2 videos. If you want to lose body fat, it's a very good idea to start weight training. Even if you just kick off with a few push-ups at home, it's something to get you started, but ultimately it's better for you to get yourself in the gym and start weight training, and that's whether you're a man or a woman. Both men and women should weight train, and if you have any questions about anything I've covered in this video that's not been 100% clear to you, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. My bonus tip, as promised at the start of the video, is asking yourself why. This is the one thing that you need to figure out for yourself. I do talk about it in my free ebook, I talk about it in other videos, but I want you to ask yourself why you're doing this. Why do you want to lose body fat? Come up with your reason, your core reason, and you might have multiple reasons. Write that one reason down or a few reasons down that really mean something to you. The reason I want you to do this is because sometimes it can become tricky. Sometimes you don't always want to go to the gym or don't want to eat the correct food. But by reminding yourself why you're doing it will help you stay consistent with it.